should make things easier. And where the fuck are these medical supplies? Let's see what you got. For fuck's sake. Please, let there be an ambulance in the garage.
You know, from what I remember too, when you get infected like this, because it's like it's well, you know, because we played The Last of Us 1, but you know, it's like a fungus in the brain, kind of like a parasite or whatever. Like what's it's like the parasite and the host, or like that kind of relationship. Um, Apparently, people that get infected. I mean, I'm sure like when you're stage 3 or stage 4, like if you're a clicker or like a bloater eventually, I think eventually, maybe now, I don't know, but I know when you get infected, like when you're a runner or maybe even an ambusher or a stalker, as they're called, uh, or kind of what happened to Sam in like the first game, with Sam and Henry. Um, when you get infected for the first time, apparently you still like in your mind you could see in your head you can still see what's going on like through your eyes and stuff. Like you see everything you're doing, but you can't control yourself. Like you can't, because you're not in control of your body anymore. It's that fungus now, because that fungus takes over your complete nervous system and all that, and yeah. But you're basically still there mentally, and you see what you're doing, but you can't do anything to stop it, which is pretty like terrible and terrifying. There's also uh, the one scene in Last of Us 1 too, like when you're Joel and when you're with Tessa or Tess, uh, when you first like see runners for the first time, and they're like you know uh, eating someone. If you sit there and just listen, you can hear them crying because they can't stop what they're doing. It's a pretty sad and interesting fact how detailed they make this game. And apparently too, which I haven't done yet. Maybe I'll do it like on a separate playthrough on my own time. But with Last of Us 2 Remastered, they have like director commentary that you can play through the whole game, and you could hear the directors, like the main people that made the game, like the voice actors, the directors, stuff like that. And they'll basically give you insides of like the whole game. I haven't done that yet. I should. But yeah, this is terrible and terrifying. This also reminds me of Resident Evil 1. I don't know if you guys played Resident Evil, like the game, but or maybe even the movies, because maybe they referenced it in the movies and I didn't realize it. But in Resident Evil 1, like the game, or Resident Evil 1 the remake that came out originally on the GameCube in 2002, then they ported it over to like all the modern consoles. But they have this basically like this same kind of style of letter where someone gets bit by a zombie and they say stuff like this, like, "Oh, I'm itchy, my hair's falling out, my skin's peeling off, and all that." And then like instead of Sasha, "Help me, I can't keep my thoughts," he's like, "Itchy, tasty, hungry." Or, it's because he's turning into a zombie. That it also reminds me of this. One of these days, too, I need to play RE2 original. I like some remake of RE2, but I'm like the one that came out, I think, in like 2019, the remake. It was either 2019 or 2018, but like around there. But I've always preferred the original game on like the PS1 or like the port they did on the GameCube where you could actually skip the cutscenes and stuff. But I've always preferred the original game that came out in 1998. I always liked the original more because they cut out a lot of stuff in the remake of two. Like, and I just didn't like it, and they changed the characters, and I'm like, I like how the characters' personalities from the original game, and yeah, I guess I'm just biased. But eventually, I need to do a playthrough of Resident Evil 2 Original 2 because like I love RE2. It's probably like one of my favorite games of all time. This is honestly probably up there too, like Last of Us, especially 2. I played Last of Us 2 to death. I honestly kind of want to play it again after this playthrough, but I need to do that eventually. It's honestly thanks to tabs that I'm honestly playing this kind of sooner than I expected because I'm doing this playthrough for me, but also tabs too because she wanted me to, Tabby, but I call her Tabs. She wanted like she's seen the the shows, like the HBO show, and then I told her the game and how the game's like the original source and it's better and all that, at least in my eyes. And then she wanted to see a playthrough, so that's one of the reasons why I'm doing it. And I also want to do it, sooner rather than later too, because of her stupid ALS. I don't disease stupid. Basically, it's like your whole body, kind of like this, kind of like, like this, kind. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. But it's like ALS. It's like your whole body's like shutting down because eventually you can't eat, you can't breathe. Like you lose all your muscle. Like what's it called? Like muscle atrophy or something. Like like your muscle, like your whole body just like slowly down. I mean, I guess we're all slowly dying, but you know what I mean. It's just, I think it's called muscle atrophy, or like, you know, like you're losing all your muscle, all your fat. It's just terrible. It's basically what Stephen Hawking's had. I think that's his name. He had it for like a good like 50, what, like all his life, and he lived to be like what, 60, 70, something like that, because he had it when he was 20. But yeah, eventually like your whole body just shuts down. Like you can't walk and talk or eat or anything. And then like you're all your like, oh yeah, most muscle atrophies like to where like I think it gets like locked in place and like obviously you lose all your muscle and fat, but like you can't like move your body at all, and it's just terrible. I hate it. There's also this one wrestler, like pro wrestler, because people know this that follow my channel, but I'm like a big wrestling fan, like pro wrestling. I've pretty much watched it my whole life, like ever since I was like 6, give or take. So like 30 something years, and I've watched like WWE and obviously WWE because that's where everyone watched. Maybe not everyone, but I would say most people when they first watch pro wrestling, it's WWE or WWF, as it was known back then in the '90s and stuff, the Attitude Era with like The Rock, Austin, Triple H, Undertaker. Well, no, Yokozuna and Bret Hart were New Generation era, like 91, 90, 92 and stuff. Hulk Hogan and Andre and Macho Man were like the golden era. That was like the '80s. And then you got like the era before that with like in the '70s and '60s with like Bruno Sammartino that held on to the title. And like, I think that was like the silver age. I'd have to look up what that age is called again because I forget. But it's like with Bruno Sammartino and uh, Vince McMahon's father, like Vince McMahon Jr. and the Madison Square Garden, and it's like because pro wrestling I think happened like during like the circus in like the 1900s, 1930s, something like that. Pro wrestling's been around for like a very very long time, so you know what I mean. But I've I've watched WWE, like New Japan, one of my favorites. Ring of Honor, also really good. I've watched TNA. I've watched TNA is really good too, especially like prime TNA from like what like 2000 like 2002 2005 2000 somewhere around there with like AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, Abyss, Eric Young when he was what was his name in TNA? Austin Creed, like AKA or AKA Xavier Woods. Booker T was there. Kevin Nash. The main event Mafia. It's yeah, but that TNA, and then I've also watched like a lot of wrestling. Like I've watched a little bit of Stardom. What's that? What's that other like female one in Japan? Oh, yeah, like TJPW, like Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, I think it's called. I've watched like a tad bit of that. AEW, obviously. Some stuff in like German, like very, like German wrestling and independent wrestling too, like all over, like Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Um, what's that one in the UK? Yeah, Rev. I think it's Rev Pro UK. That's like one of the major ones in UK. There's like a whole bunch of other ones, but you get what I mean. Like I've watched like a ton of pro wrestling, and just yeah. And now I completely forget what my train of thought was. So I'm sorry, but yeah, I'll probably have to rewatch this clip. And what was I talking about again? I got like too much into this, but yeah, oh yeah, I was. Well, no, I was talking about tabs and the ALS. Oh, I remember now. This one wrestler, like independent wrestler. Well, she was in TNA. I didn't see a lot. I think I've only just heard of her. I'd have to look back at her what she did. But her name's Rebel. I think that's her name, Rebel. And she just got diagnosed with ALS, the same thing that Tabs has or Tabby. Like the same person that bought me like Lego Batman and Trails in the Sky first chapter, which I hope I get. I hope I get to eventually again, because yeah, I only did the prologue and yeah. But that one wrestler just got diagnosed with ALS, and it's yeah, and I already told you what it was because of Tab, and it's freaking terrible. But yeah, but because me and Tabs are pretty close, and I'm really gonna miss her when she's gone. She's had ALS now for like 4 years, and I just met her like a few months ago, and we pretty much bonded like right away, and just yeah, I'm gonna miss her. I know she's not gone yet, but that's why you gotta enjoy time with people while you can, because you never know when they're not gonna be here. You know, say I love you to that person, hug them tightly, spend time with them, because eventually, yeah, life's precious, people. Just don't forget that. Life is very beautiful. The hard times are really hard, but the hard times are what makes us grow and become better people and become like who we're supposed to be. Like they say, God wouldn't put us, or God doesn't give us things we can't, God doesn't give us too much we can handle. I think that's the saying. And as long as you have got God with your side, you can pretty much do anything. God's always with you, always watching. You can always talk to him. That's what I do, and it helps a lot. I just hope more people realize what God did for us and his love for us. Sent his only son down here to die for us. It's thanks to him that we get to go to heaven. I just really don't want people to go to hell. But yeah, life's precious, people. Just don't forget that. It goes by quickly, so enjoy it while you can. Something I need to do more of, but I'm not sure if I ever will because of my depression and loneliness and all that. But anyways, rant over. Let's get back to the game. Sorry about that.
What the fuck did I walk into? What? Come on, give me something. Nada. There has to be something around here. The fuck did this? Oh, don't panic. Get the shit and get out of here. Bingo. That's good. Family now. Oh. Yes. Thank God. Get ready to celebrate. Good riddance. There's gotta be a way out of here. Fuck me. Still alive. Great. Fuck this place.
Fun fact, that's also how I did this part on grounded difficulty. I just did fisticuffs because I couldn't, because he kept throwing that, like, poison thing, you know, that, like, that thing you threw where it's like poison, where it slowly kills you, but it does, like, massive damage on grounded. So, again, I could never get an aim on him. So all I did was just, like, chase him around and just do melee like I did. Worked out pretty well. Just like how I like to play Abby personally too. Just fisticuffs. Running away from me, get back here. That's pretty funny.
Okay. There. No one's ever gonna believe that shit. She's doing okay.
I knew I would die on that part at least one time fighting the Rat King, because that's what that big creature's called. It's the Rat King. I always die on that part at least like once or twice, because my hands always lock up. I don't know if it's because of nervousness or my CP or a mix of both, but I've noticed when I play this game, my hands lock up. Luckily, I only died like once though, so I didn't do terrible. Because once the Rat King grabs you, it's like instant death. Yeah, that's one of the hardest parts to do on, like being grounded or just in general. I think it's one of the harder sections in the game, no matter what difficulty you're playing on.
They're all looking for you. What did you do?
Nothing. I told you to stay put.
I couldn't. Your friends are all over the place. Did you get the stuff?
Yeah. Now we just need to get the hell out of here. Hey. Follow me.
Jesse's passed out. Hey, let me do that.
He's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you tell him?
It wasn't the right time. There you go.
What about this? Anything worthwhile?
Actually, yeah.
Abby?
No. This girl, Nora, her unit was assigned to this hospital. They were collecting supplies or something.
This hospital?
Yeah. What, you're gonna go now?
Yeah, we have a lead.
Like, at least just wait for Jesse to rest up.
She could be gone by then.
Helly.
We know her location. Maybe Tommy does too. What?
Nothing.
Good. Can you come help me with the door, please?
Yep.
Obviously, Dina doesn't agree with it, but she doesn't want to argue because she knows Ellie probably has her mindset, so there's no point.
Right. If I follow Route 5, that should take me to the hospital. Follow Route 5. Track down Nora.
Get her to tell me where Abby is. Easy. Here we go. Gotta get through. Cut through here. Okay, progress. Gotcha.
thought I heard something, that's why I stopped reading the letter. Or the note. And now I won't be able to find it because there's just so many notes. Like, I would, unless it's this. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to go through all this. I don't want to bother people with that. So, yeah.
All right. Feel for love. The fuck? Damn it. There's some good stuff in there. Hmm. All right. What do we got?
Sounds like he ran into the sacrifice or the scars.
Man.
Looks like they were here for a little over, like, what, 37 days, and then something happened. I'm assuming Paige didn't make it. That's sad.
And there we go. Man, the city's still filled with supplies.
Coward!
Here we go. Got you.
I'm assuming this rumor is about like Santa Barbara and like the Fireflies supposedly still there, just what Owen was talking about. And these are probably wolves, not part of Isaac's thing anymore, because yeah, just because it's stupid with the Silver War with the scars and just yeah, and all the war with like uh, what's the group called like Fru- the Frabar or whatever, like basically like the cops. They probably was like, yeah, I'm done. So yeah. Pretty sure that name was one of the deserters. Oh, they're not here anymore. Luckily, I still remember that little trick to make it easier with the bombs.